Hello and happy Tuesday. Welcome back to another Tuesday Truth. I'm glad you're here. Somebody asked me last week, if you could tell the class of 2020 one thing, what would it be? And I thought long and hard because there's a lot of things I would want to tell them, but the thing that kept coming to me is going to be this week's Tuesday Truth. And that is that kindness wins. And it's just two simple words, and I know it's kind of cliche to just kind of say that, but the truth of it is that all good things start with kindness. When I was in college, I was driving home. I went about 2.5 hours away, and I saw a lady on the side of the road, and I don't know what in me said pull over, because we were raised to be afraid of hitchhikers or strangers and things like that, but I just saw this lady on the side of the freeway, and I pulled over. And she was a little bit older, and I went to her and pulled over and asked her if she needed some help. And she said yes, she wanted to go call her son to see if he would help her figure out what to do. She didn't know what to do. So I drove her to the nearest on-ramp, found a payphone, because they actually existed back then. And she called her son, who told her that she needed to get back to the car and he was going to call AAA for her. So I drove her back on the freeway, back around to her car, and I waited at her car with her until the AAA truck came. Her name was Nadine, that's all I remember. And so before she got in the tow truck to go, she asked for my name and address, and I gave it to her. And a couple weeks later, when I was home the next time, my mom said, "You have this envelope waiting for you." And it was a letter from Nadine. And in it, she sent $20. And it was a thank you note for me stopping and helping her. And it was just a lovely, gracious note. And I remember being so excited because back then, $20 could have bought me a lot of beer in college. And I was so excited to have $20. And my mom looked at me and my mom said, "Well, if you accept it, it doesn't really make it a kind gesture, does it? Because then you got paid for it." And as mad as I was at my mom for being right, I wanted to keep that $20, but I knew in my heart that my mom was right. So I mailed back the $20 in a letter back to Nadine and said, in order for this to be a true kind gesture, I can't accept any money because I was just doing what was the right thing to do. And I got another letter back from Nadine, and she wrote to me and said thank you, and that she had a neighbor who needed something, and she used that $20 to purchase it for them, and how grateful they were, and how she had passed that along. And in that moment, I experienced kind of the ripple effect of kindness. One of my favorite quotes is that when we pull a blade of grass, the whole universe shakes. Meaning, we can't predict what will happen when we are kind to someone else, but that all things are connected. And all things affect all things. And when we give kindness out to the world, kindness comes back and kindness gets spread. And it doesn't have to be big. A small stone still creates a big ripple. We have to be reminded that kindness just kind of grows, and it's contagious, and it spreads, and it has fingers into kind of all parts of our life, right? When we're kind to ourselves, we're kind to others, we're kind to people who are struggling, we're kind to animals. Kindness wins as it grows. And as we're in this time of social isolation, we see kindness around us in the little rocks that people are painting that are saying, "Hang in there," or "You are not forgotten," or kind statements. Or I even saw sidewalk chalk with positive things on somebody's driveway, and that's kindness. People making masks for healthcare workers, that's kindness. People dropping off toilet paper to their neighbors who need it, that's kindness. Last week, my daughter and I found out that a place near us called Apple Hill was open, and we drove up there. and bought a whole bunch of apple donuts and kind of delivered them to some of our friends and her friends and just dropped off donuts on people's porch. And not only did it make us feel good, but not only did it make them feel good, it made us feel good. They got to enjoy the donuts, but it made us feel good because we were passing along and spreading kindness. One of the things I've learned about kindness is that we will never regret being kind to people. And sometimes it's not easy. It's easier to be angry if somebody does you wrong or somebody doesn't treat you the way you think you deserve. It's hard to be kind in those moments. And those are the times that we have to kind of dig deep and say to ourselves, something must be going on with them, and all I'm going to do is be myself and to be kind. And they can figure it out for whatever's going on with them, that's on them. And it's hard to be kind in those situations, but we just have to remember that really kindness makes us feel good. When we're angry and we're bitter, that doesn't make us feel good. So class of 2020, in a world where you can be and do anything, be kind. Because everything good starts from kindness. Leave a legacy and a mark on this world of being kind. Go out and do great things, but start with kindness. You have an amazing opportunity in front of you, and follow your heart, treat others with kindness, and good things will come back to you. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you being here. I'll see you back next week for another Tuesday Truth. Have a good week. Love on your teenagers, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.